Tiger Network from Learfield. This is Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic Barbecue, located on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Also brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now live from Bud's Classic Barbecue, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
It is a gorgeous September evening here in Columbia. Welcome to Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Home for Mizzou football's radio show and basketball radio show on from the J School. Bud's is barbecue done right, open 7 days a week. Let them do the cooking while we make the memories. Coach Eliah Drinkwitz is alongside. Coming up a little bit later on, his defensive coordinator, Corey Batoon, will be with us. And we'll also hear from Missouri defensive tackle Christian Williams to close the show. As always, we are happy that you're with us along the Tiger Network and also watching on TV tonight as well. The Missouri Tigers move up to number 9 in the latest Associated Press poll. After a 51-0 win over Murray State, that sets up things for this Saturday evening at home against Buffalo. The Bulls come to town, second ever meeting between the two. Mizzou last played Buffalo back in 2008, 142-21 at Faurot Field in Columbia. A reminder, it's a 6 p.m. kickoff. Tickets are going fast. Hill tickets are sold out. Inventory very limited, so make sure that you don't wait too long to get your tickets for Saturday's evening game. And by the way, tailgates open at 8 a.m. coming up on Saturday. Boston College is a sellout, so make sure you help us start SEC play on the right foot with a sellout on September the 21st against Vanderbilt. With that, let's bring it to the conversation. The head coach of our Missouri Tigers, Eliah Drinkwitz, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. What a beautiful night.
It is a beautiful night. It was a beautiful night last Thursday. And what a fantastic crowd. I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah. Really from start to finish. I mean, when we came in on the Tiger Walk, the flags were flying, the grills were grilling. Everybody was in their seats when we took the field. I thought it was an unbelievable atmosphere. You could tell the energy in the stadium was electric. Our guys fed off that. You know, fastest 21 points in school history is what somebody said. So pretty cool opportunity for us, and we attribute a lot of it to the fans and especially the students, man. They were piling in there.
Yeah, it was great to see them and the enthusiasm throughout. Of course, another opportunity to crank it back up this Saturday night. And, again, with the tailgate lots opening at 8 a.m., plenty of time to get your mind right for the game coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, I thought to thank the fans, we would just go – $1,100 of free beer this week, okay?
I noticed that. That was,
Let's take it up another notch.
How about that?
Yeah, let's take it up a notch.
So you have done, in my mind, a fantastic job of creating a relationship with this fan base. You've tried to go out of your way to create a relationship on campus with the students, but stuff like that, you can feel that when you talk to people, how much they appreciate the fact that you've invested back in them.
Well, you're blessed to be a blessing. I mean, the board and president and athletic director have taken plenty good care of me and my family. So for us to be able to buy a few of these, college kids a couple of beers on a Tuesday night, I mean, that's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, it is indeed. I described the performance of your team last week as kind of a workmanlike effort. As you look back on it and have had a chance to review it, I'm sure several times, how would you describe it?
Well, I thought it was a hell of an opening performance for Death Row and Corey Batoon. How about that one, huh?
No question.
I tried to tell him today, don't be drinking the Kool-Aid, just because you're the number one ranked defense in the country right now. But, I thought those guys, in really one of the most difficult challenges of not having any idea what they're going to do, I thought Coach had our guys ready to go. He was intentional in his preparation. I thought he did a great job calling the game. Special teams was really good. I thought our two specialists really handled themselves well between Blake and Luke. Offensively, we started fast. We're not quite where we want to be yet from a rhythm throw standpoint. Obviously, we missed a few throws. But that's part of it. That's part of the growth process. We always challenge ourselves, are we as good as we're ever going to be? And after watching that tape, there really was a lot of coach me, coach attitude. In fact, Sunday we were in the office working, getting ready for Buffalo. I look out on the game field, and Brady's got the wideouts out there, and they're working. And so that mentality of, hey, we're not where we want to be. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep working. is really exciting, and I hope the fans are really excited about it.
When you have a situation like Murray State where you have no idea what they're going to do, and I'm talking about particularly with their offense, from a defensive standpoint, how much does it come back to just basically the instincts of playing the game?
Well, it comes down to doing your job and trusting your teammates to do their job. And defense is so much different these days with specific plays that they're running, specific blitz patterns, specific assignments for who's got the quarterback, who's got the running back, who's got this gap on, if the guard pulls, who's got 3 to the flat in this coverage. And so for us to be able to decipher all of that and play as physical as we did, it's a really cool thing. We talk about practice execution equals game day reality. Johnny Walker had picked up a tip during the game of a run past tell, so he starts yelling Delta, 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 which is an indicator to the rest of the defensive line that it's a pass. So now Zion Young knows it's a pass. He does his best pass rush moves, gets in the quarterback's lane, throws a pass that's intercepted by Toriano Pride. It was that kind of details, that kind of trust in your teammates that I think was really special.
And what a play by Toriano Pride.
Unbelievable play, unbelievable catch to maintain his balance. It was a terrible celebration, but everything else was really good about it.
What didn't you like about the celebration?
He didn't celebrate with his teammates. He was so excited.
Oh.
The entire defense ran to the end zone to celebrate him, and you just see it on tape. He's running back to the sideline. You're like, come on, bro. We got to do something with the guys on the field.
Eliah Drinkwitz is in the house. Tiger Talk here from Bud's Classic Barbecue. We're back after this in the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
It all starts with a tag. Identifying each animal allows you to better manage the entire herd. And when you're ready to take the next step, trust Allflex Custom ID tags with crisp, clean, permanent laser ink marking and place a proud brand on your tags to mark your legacy. When you think ID, think Allflex. Because you can't manage what you can't identify. We help you bring it all together.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Back at Bud's Classic Barbecue in Columbia with Eliah Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. Still to come. Bottom of the hour, we'll be visiting with Corey Batoon, Missouri's new defensive coordinator. And then Christian Williams, the Tigers defensive tackle from Memphis, Tennessee, will join us in our final segment. Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. Speaking of Shelter Insurance, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 6 of the last 7 years, we're your shield, we're your shelter. Missouri and Buffalo, 6 o'clock. This Saturday evening. Still limited tickets available. If you don't want to get yours, go online to mutigers.com. What difference does it make to your team and to you as coaches when you run out on the field and you see that type of an atmosphere? And I'm going to make a second point after that. But I'm just curious, what does that do to a team? What's that worth?
Yeah, I mean, just the energy level, the excitement level, the intimidation factor to the opponent. I think all of those things add up. You know, you work a long time. You know, you almost put in 10,000 hours for really about, 30 minutes of actual game time. So for people to be there and for you to experience, the transfer of energy from them to the team is pretty awesome. It helps you, achieve at a higher level.
Now, let me take you back to a couple of years. Year 2, if you'll remember, we did a thing on social. It was called Walk to the Rock with your assistant coaches. And I remember being with Eric Link, who had been at Iowa State and who had seen Faurot Field packed for games against the Cyclones back in the day and saying, man, I just can't wait until we can get it to this level.
Yeah.
Now it's there with perhaps the opportunity to sell out every home game. Think about that and where this program has gone and the way it's been embraced by its fans.
Yeah, Mike, I'm just going to challenge you to be like our team and focus on being 1-0 this week. Let's just sell out this week, okay? Let's just continue the streak. I think it's an awesome thing. And our fans have been tremendous. And so our players have put in the work. My family loved the drone show. They said it was the most amazing halftime thing that they had seen. Combine that with our band. I mean, you got an awesome entertainment atmosphere. So we got a pretty good product on the field right now. You got to me, you got a star player in Luther Burden. You got Brady Cook. You got elite players in the lines of scrimmage. The defense plays so well as a unit. I mean, it's really an awesome ticket right now.
The drone show was incredible, and how they don't run into one another. That's amazing in and of itself. But fantastic. Never thought that we'd see a drone show as a halftime thing, but it was wonderful. Diagnose some of the plays, some of the shots deep that Brady wasn't able to connect on.
Yeah, I think the positive from all those situations is he's making the absolute right read. He knows exactly where the ball should go. And pre-snap, I think his adrenaline starts pumping like, all right, here's what it's going to be. And his feet were just a little bit excited, and I think he had already, in his mind, prepared what his celebration was going to do. I think he had already got some of his cooking tools out. And so for me, it's just, hey, settle down, set your feet, find a target, and throw the ball to the target. And he's working on it. Nobody was more disappointed in those inabilities to connect than he was. But I've seen him throw really well through fall camp. I saw him throw the ball really well today. That's part of it. And again, as long as there's room for growth. I challenged our team on Friday, what's the biggest room in the world? The room for improvement. And that has to be every one of our mindsets going into this week.
How did you handle the extra time? You mentioned work on Friday. Just how did you handle it from a practice standpoint and then getting back in what is now the normal work week?
Yeah, so Friday, we, as a coaching staff, we got in, graded our tape, and then we all let our guys go at 3. We stayed and watched the Buffalo game because they played on Thursday night. Then we took Saturday off, watched college football, enjoyed that, and then we got in there first thing Sunday morning and got back to work. Our guys came in on Labor Day and got a lift in and practice, and so we're in a normal game week. Today was Toughness Tuesday. Thought the physicality, the attitude was absolutely right. The details were a little bit lacking today, but that's part of practice, and we'll get it corrected. Coaches are there right now watching the tape.
You got to play so many players against Murray State, a number of players making their first ever appearance on Faurot Field. Give us some names of guys that captured your attention off the tape.
Well, I thought Kewan Lacey showed an explosiveness running the football. I thought that was really good. Defensively, I thought Trajan Greco was really good. I thought the two young linebackers, Jeremiah Beasley, three, Brian Huff and Nick Rodriguez played well. Elias Williams, Justin Bodford both had tackles. Will and Jalen were able to get in there at the defensive end position. A guy that I've been really proud of is Sam Williams. Sam Williams is a redshirt freshman, and, man, he has worked himself into the rotation. In fact, he played really well in the game. And that just allows us, we've got 6 300-pounders in between the tackles that we can rotate and play fresh. And so really pleased with what he's done, the way Coach Davis, Coach Blackwell really worked with those guys to get them ready.
Trajan Greco is a guy that made plays during the course of camp as well. It was just kind of, you just always saw his number kind of involved in things. What's his story?
Yeah, his story is he was a late ad for us. He was a guy that was recruited and committed to a different school and then wanted to make a change when they made some changes, and so we got in with him. But he's been a part of a really successful high school football program, and he's doing exactly what we expected him to do: compete for a role on special teams, compete for a role on the defensive side of the ball. And he's very attentive to detail. He's got great athleticism. He's got an incredible vertical jump. So the sky's the limit for him. We're going to graduate quite a few guys in the secondary in the safety rooms. So for him to be here and be ready is really a good deal.
What did you think of the first really sustained action for Nick Deloche?
Yeah, I thought Nick did an excellent job. He made a really good play on a slant on third down. I thought all three of our corners really competed, and obviously when we go into some third down packages and man-to-man, we put all three of them on there, and Toriano moves to the slot and Deloche slides outside. So it's been really good. That's a handful to try to replace, 2 NFL players from last year, but those guys are made of the right stuff.
Yeah, since we last talked, when we last had this show, it was the day of cutdown.
Yeah. Right?
And we didn't have the chance to talk about Cody Schrader.
Yeah, how about that story? So, he wakes up disappointed. He was cut by the 49ers, but in his mind, they had talked to him. He was going to go in the next day and sign with the 49ers for the practice squad. As he's pulling into work, they don't even call his agent. They call him and say, hey, we want to sign you to the 53-man roster. Go tell the 49ers you're not going there. And then he flew down the next day and practiced. So he's been down there with the Rams, and I know there's some tough love there, but I love him. I'm glad that they have him.
It's Eliah Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. More with Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Black and Gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's Black and Gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve. Why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
From Bud's Classic Barbecue, we're outside on the sidewalk tonight. Gorgeous evening here in Como with Eliah Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. In our next segment, we'll introduce you to Mizzou's new defensive coordinator, Corey Batoon. J-School in the background. Gorgeous night as the sun starts to set here in mid-Missouri. Did you know that the University of Missouri has partnered with Matrix Midwest for an exclusive pre- and post-game show each and every week? You can watch Mizzou live, presented by Patient. Check out your local listings, and thanks to Matrix Midwest for also bringing you Tiger Talk each and every week as well. Show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank, the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. Tigers and the Bulls of Buffalo coming up this Saturday evening. There are still tickets available for the game. Again, limited amounts. The Hill is sold out. Go online to mutigers.com to get yours. Just the second ever meeting. Missouri beat Buffalo in the first meeting back in 2008, 42-21. Talk about them in just a moment. I just want to kind of talk a little bit more about the play up front from your offensive line. We really haven't touched on that. Just evaluate the job that those guys did in that first game.
Yeah, I thought they kept the quarterback really clean, which is really important for us. You know, our challenge is we want to dominate the line of scrimmage, which means, you know, protect the quarterback and run the ball when you want to. You know, I thought we established the line of scrimmage. You were able to see what Nate and Marcus were able to do running the football. I thought our quarterback stayed clean. So I thought they had an overall effective night. We really think we can improve. There was a lot of things on the tape that we said, oh, man, we're this close away from another explosive run. But overall, it was a good day.
We've talked about Nate and Marcus last week. I want to talk a little bit about Jamal and Tavoris and also Kwan, just what those three bring and kind of what you see as an upside for each of them individually.
Yeah, I think Jamal does a really nice job of knowing everything in our offense. He plays really fast. Obviously, a good runner. You know, T-Man is really good with the ball in his hands. He's got really good hands out of the backfield. Keywan is explosive. You know, it's just with him, he's only been here since June. Yeah. So the volume of the playbook has to really shrink in order for him to play. But the challenge for us is you're going to need all five of those guys this season. And so, you know, really bringing them all along, getting them involved in the game when we can. Got to continue to focus on ball security. You know, one of those handoffs, Keywan let one get on the ground. So, you know, had to challenge him to make sure we're taking care of the football.
Did the video show that the handoff exchange with Luther was maybe a pass?
Well, it's designed to be a pass, but, you know, Luther ran through the hands of the quarterback. And so because that is a backward snap, it has to be controlled and thrown forward in order to be diagnosed as an incomplete pass. And you weren't going to be able to see if it was ever controlled by the quarterback in just fumble.
Was his reaction to the play that he thought it was an incomplete pass?
I don't know what he thought. So, that was honestly, that was probably the most disappointing play of the entire game because we've practiced that play so much that should have been executed.
Buffalo opened with a win over Lafayette, put 30 points on the board. Pete Limbo's in his first year, came over from South Carolina, was a special teams coach there. Interesting as a special teams coach that they had a muff kick and also gave up a block punt. Just goes to show you that you just know what's going to happen in game one.
Yeah.
What did you see on the Bulls tape, if you will, that kind of stands out about their approach?
Yeah, defensively they're really good. They got a Will linebacker that was second in the country in tackles 2 years ago. He was player of the week this week.
Had an interception
and a sack. Just a dynamic downhill football player, old school. I think they do a really good job with their scheme. They got a brand new defensive coordinator, came from Miami, Ohio. Coach Limbo, has been a head coach at Ball State, Elon, I think even Lehigh in his past. He does a really good job building a program, and so those guys play with the togetherness. They play with the tenacity. On the offensive side of the ball, they've got a really experienced offensive coordinator who utilizes tempo, utilizes a quarterback run game, which all of those things are challenging for us, just because we don't see that a lot in what we're doing on our offense. And so our defense has got another real challenge ahead of them, and so they are a very capable football team. And if we don't play at our best, if we don't have a 1-0 standard, if we don't have the right type of concentration, it's not going to go the way we want it to. So our guys understand that. I think that's the really good thing about the transfers and the age of our team. There's a maturity to them. Mm-hmm. They understand that there's nothing taken for granted. This isn't like, oh, man, these guys are going to play. No, they expect a 4-quarter dogfight. Anytime you have a national ranking on your back, you can expect to get the best from your opponent. So we fully anticipate a really good football game and a real challenge, and we want to play at our best.
Before we let you go, tell us about C.J. Agbana, their quarterback, who you've seen before.
Yeah, he played against us when he was back at SEMO, and I just remember we couldn't tackle him in the second half. I think he had over 100 yards rushing. They scored every drive in the second half. So he's a really talented player who's just matured and gotten better. And so we got our hands full. Before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out, to the chair of the Board of Curators, Robin Winokur's here, and then the athletics director, Laird Beach, is here, and his staff. So appreciate all of them. They've put in a lot of work to create an atmosphere for us, to sell tickets, to build the north end zone. So all the progress that we're making as a program is a direct reflection of their leadership and their commitment to us, and so very appreciative for them.
And it's not just them, right? It's like your staff. There's more than just the coaches and assistants. It's all the people that work behind the scenes that you never see that have such an impact on what gets accomplished on game day.
Yeah, I wasn't shy about asking for a sellout, and I think the ticket crew and the TSF members and all that, man, they had to go to work to make it happen. And the really cool thing about it wasn't just one of those, it's a sellout in quotation marks. There weren't any seats. Yeah. You looked in the corner of the end zone. You looked up above the Walsworth family towers. I mean, that thing was packed, and so very appreciative for the hard work of them getting it done.
It's great to see you. Congratulations on the start. Go make it 2-0 this week.
MIZ.
ZOU. That's head coach Eliah Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. Corey Batoon joins us next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy. A cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It all starts with a tag. Identifying each animal allows you to better manage the entire herd. And when you're ready to take the next step, trust Allflex Custom ID tags with crisp, clean, permanent laser ink marking, and place a proud brand on your tags to mark your legacy. When you think ID, think Allflex. Because you can't manage what you can't identify. We help you bring it all together.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
If you want an inside look at Mizzou football that you won't get anywhere else, you want the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast.
Nate Noel.
Electric, game-changing, game-breaker. That's all I can really describe it as.
Zion Young.
I played lacrosse. I was the wing in lacrosse.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Were you knocking people down? Were you
that's exactly what I played, the wing, to knock people down and go get that ball first.
Subscribe today to the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Original content plus replays of Tiger Talk and more. The Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Tiger Talk on the Central Bank Tiger Network. From Learfield, on the sidewalk outside of Bud's Classic Barbecue. We're here for all the radio shows during football and basketball on 9th Street in downtown Columbia, across the street from the J School. Barbecue done right, open 7 days a week. Let them do the cooking while you make memories. Partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. You can visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by MPICS. Save the date, this year's Score Against Hunger games coming up on September the 14th against Boston College. His defense in his first ever game at Faurot Field kind of just pitched a shutout, ladies and gentlemen. How about a round of applause for Missouri's defensive coordinator, Corey Batoon. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pretty good way to start.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, you get a pick six in the first quarter. I mean, that's not a bad way.
Yeah, another newcomer, Toriano Pride, made a nice play on the ball and finished it.
He was so excited about getting the chance to play his first game back here, as he calls it, home.
Yeah.
He had a great young man from St. Louis. It was neat to see him come back. When you broke it down on film, obviously to pitch a shutout in week one is very important. Where was your defense at its best against Murray State?
I thought we won first down and got us into some predictable second long situations, and then getting off the field on third down. That's kind of helped us get going. The pick six happened on third down, and then to have consecutive 3 and outs, and kind of got the momentum going on our favor. But was real impressed with the ability for the full group to play 60 minutes of football. And Coach Drink was able to, we were able to empty the benches and get everybody out there and some valuable time in the third and fourth quarter. And there really wasn't a letdown. It was really cool when we went back and watched some of the tape, seeing the sideline being locked in. Some of the guys that, like Chuck Hitz, had been here before, and it'd been real easy for those guys to not be as plugged in, but seeing them as engaged as they were in the first quarter, in the fourth quarter, that kind of lends to the brotherhood and the things we talk about that are important.
As you graded the film and kind of looked at it individually from a individual player standpoint, give us some names of guys that just jumped off the tape for you in week one.
I wouldn't say it was like one particular guy. I mean, obviously Pride with the big play. I thought Zion on that same play, Zion did, and he just walked by here.
Yeah.
But if he didn't make that play, we talk about pass rush and coverage going hand in hand, and he beats the end of the tackle on an inside move, gets his hands up. I don't think the quarterback felt the corner roll, and so he threw the ball before probably he was expecting to, and it all kind of worked out in our favor that way. But some of those guys in the trenches don't get enough credit, and coming out and taking care of the run and getting some tackles for losses and controlling the front like we did was real impressive to see.
Drake talked about how Johnny Walker too had picked up on something from them from an offensive call standpoint related to everyone else, a Delta call that resulted in that play.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, those are the things you talk about film study and the opening game. It's always so hard, right? Because you don't have it was a new staff, new players, but guys that have played a lot of snaps like Johnny has, throughout through that first series, being able to pick up on some things and some tells in terms of the offensive lineman stance. And some of those things that, kind of echoes it down and helps everybody play good team defense.
On the backside, I look at the physical development of guys over the offseason and looking at a guy like Nick DeLoche and a different looking body than what he had a year ago. And a guy like Marvin Burks, who's just I said it on the air, he's a different dude this year. You saw that, a byproduct from when you came in. Just how satisfied are you the amount of work that these guys put in the offseason to prepare themselves for this year?
Yeah, I mean, they put in tremendous hours in the facility, and all of the resources that we have here from the nutrition standpoint of these guys changing their bodies. And, I wasn't here for the past 6 months, so I don't know, but I see the numbers,
right.
And we do a great job of charting all of those things in terms of body percentages and fat and muscle growth. And so you see those things, and, you hear anecdotally about people that have been around them, hey, this guy looks different. And, I've just known him for the last 4 months, but obviously the byproduct of some really, intense training that we do year-round, and it's a testament to, kind of the program the coach set up.
You had a group of guys that were coming back, right? But then as a staff, you have to go in the portal to help kind of plug and play some spots, and certainly did that. You mentioned Zion, who again just walked by with some food. To have a guy like Zion Young, a guy like Eddie Kelly Jr., Darius, we talked about Darius last week. It's a shame that folks that are not going to get a chance to see him this season.
Right.
But then bringing in a Chris McClellan and a Sterling Webb and Toriano Pride. Just give us a thought on kind of what that does in terms of adding depth and playmakers to your defense.
Right. I think all those guys, they came with the right mindset. Whenever you come out of the portal, you're coming into a new brotherhood, and it's about kind of coming in and establishing your role, but at the same time, adhering to the things that have gotten the program where it needs to go. And, throughout the course of spring, that's kind of what spring was about. There's 15 opportunities. You go out and you get a chance to compete and figure out, kind of how I'm doing things, how these things, work, the things that I've done in the past, how much carries over in that. And so, being a new coach here with a lot of new players, we all kind of started at the same entry point. And but through the course of the spring and then obviously the summer, is so important. Those OTAs, those summer workouts that Russ and his staff do, that really brings the brotherhood part together. And now you all of a sudden start talking about we instead of, new guys. And it's really cool to kind of, sit back and watch that kind of organically take place. And, excited for that to continue to grow,
It's Mizzou's defensive coordinator, Corey Batoon. I'm Mike Kelly. We're at Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. More with the coach coming up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store. At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
It's game day, Tigers. Score a touchdown this fall with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines from right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home field advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
Coming up in our next segment, Christian Williams will join us, one of the Mizzou captains. Gentile is now the apparel provider of Mizzou Sports Network. Check out their new collection of Mizzou apparel, available now at gentileapparel.com or at Bingham's here in downtown Columbia. The next time you're in town for a game, go to Bingham's, check it out. Gentile Apparel, a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. Tailgates for the 24 football season on sale now. Let Revel XP set up your turnkey tailgate just steps away from Memorial Stadium. Tailgate spots filling up quickly. Call them today, 573-355-9572, or visit revelxp.com/Mizzou for details. Corey Batoon, Mizzou's defensive coordinator, is with us. Came on staff about 4 months ago, hired by Eli Drinkwitz. First game of the season, the Tigers go out and pitch a shutout against Murray State. Now Buffalo comes to town this weekend. Limited tickets available. Go to mutigers.com to get yours. When Eli Drinkwitz first communicated with you about this opportunity, what kind of went through your mind, and why ultimately was this somewhere that you wanted to be?
You know, I kind of had some guys on the last staff that I was really close to. So kind of, you know, going through the bowl season, you know, watching the magical season, you know, not knowing anybody, just pulling for some buddies of mine that are in the coaching business, kind of saw, you know, kind of how cool that was. And then obviously getting an opportunity to talk with Drink about the opportunity. And then as it became a little more realistic, you know, it was exciting, obviously. Opportunity to get back into the league. You know, we had a run of 5 years at Ole Miss, and having the opportunity to get back in this league, playing against the best and challenging yourself professionally was something that, you know, was an awesome opportunity.
As you know, the role of an assistant coach in Power 4 football can be a very nomadic experience.
Yeah.
What is it that's so deep inside your heart that has you continuing to fight the grind each and every day? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's your opportunity to compete, you know, and you know, you did it as a player, and my dad's a basketball coach, kind of grew up in the game, and so always kind of, you know, grew up in a gym, and competition was part of, you know, how we grew up, and so couldn't play basketball worth anything, so got into coaching football, you know, and it was always a love of mine, and obviously, you know, it's been a dream, you know, moving all over the country and pursuing the passions that we have.
What is it about this great game that captured your heart? What is it? Is it the discipline? Is it the attention to detail? What is it about football that you fell in love with?
I think everything, really, the whole process. I mean, like, I love the recruiting end, right? Because that's an opportunity to go out and you pick your team, right? And you kind of look at, strengths and weaknesses and figure out, what you have coming back from a personnel standpoint and then what you can add to it. And so from the recruiting standpoint, I mean, I've always loved that from a personnel, type of inventory of your package and what you can do and what guys can bring into the table. But really it's the competition. I mean, really when you strip it all down, I mean, it's an opportunity that, you work 7 days, in football, you work so hard for so few opportunities, and to really boil it down for 12 opportunities that are guaranteed. And today was Toughness Tuesday. We just had a really physical practice as we go in and try to grind for Buffalo. And so, you kind of, for 7 days, you hunker down, and then at the end of that, you pass the test, and you either fail or succeed, and then the slate's clean, and then you start all over. And I really love that about football.
Speaking of toughness, the ability to be able to tackle, particularly early in the season, some teams can, some teams can't. Some teams never are able to do it efficiently, and those are the teams that struggle. In the first game, your defense, I thought, tackled at a very high level. As you went back and looked at the numbers, what did they tell you in terms of how effective you were in terms of tackling guys?
Yeah, in week one it was very effective, and that goes, a testament to the kids in regards to taking great angles. I mean, we had 54 opportunities and we missed 5. And so that's, that's pretty good to start, Now, a lot of that is, we talk about playing 11-on-1, and having pursuit angles and guys getting their tail to the ball so that it's not just one man in space missing a tackle. It's a vice tackle or a sideline tackle. And so, pretty good for game one. But obviously, as a coach, you're always looking for, hey, these are the things that we can improve on. And there was one particular type of tackle that we missed 3 out of the 5. And so,
what was that?
It's just a low tackle, a low profile tackle. They talk about a gator roll tackle. It happens, when you're striking your shoulder through the thigh pad. And all 3 of those tackles, we talk about getting our hooks in there and getting our arm wrap in there. And so, did a nice job of setting our shoulders, of violent strikes. 2 of the 3 were really violent strikes, but we didn't wrap, on the control piece. And so that was something we went back and worked, at every phase of the tackle. So D linemen, linebackers, DBs.
How did you think the D-line did just in terms of moving the line of scrimmage?
I mean, they controlled the front, and they did what we asked them to do in regards to that. There wasn't a lot of opportunities in terms of pass rush. I mean, the ball came out so quick, but very disruptive. Had 2 batted balls. One of them we wish we could have gotten, another takeaway off of. But I thought for game one, coming out and controlling the front the way they did and played with the physicality that's needed in this league, I thought they did a good job.
Let's close with this. Murray, you thought you were going to get more quarterback run than you did. You're going to see that now this week against Buffalo. Just diagnose their offense for us and give fans an idea of what they're going to see on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's your college RPO offense. They're going to be up tempo, so they won't come out of a huddle like last week. They'll be up tempo and they'll try to get on the ball and get some plays going. But they're a zone type of scheme for the most part. They will run some gap schemes, and the quarterback really played efficient last week. Took what the defense was giving him, got the ball in the perimeter in the screen game, and was able to hurt people over the top with his, with some nice touch passes. The last time he was here, he had a really good day. He played at Southeast Missouri and had over 100 yards rushing, so that got our guys' attention. We got a chance to show some of the tape, and he's a dynamic athlete, so we're going to have our hands full, in regards to containing him and their offense.
Corey, we're glad you're here. Thanks for taking time tonight. Missouri's defensive coordinator, Corey Batoon. When we come back, Christian Williams joins us on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at greatsouthernbank.com. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. No. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. No by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Tiger Talk on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Bud's Classic Barbecue. And on the Central Bank Tiger Network, let Shelter take you to the zoo this football season. Find an agent near you. Shelterinsurance.com/Mizzou. They will register you for a chance to win 2 tickets to a Tiger home game during the 24th season. Remember that Mizzou football partners with the Missouri Credit Union and Hy-Vee in an effort to sack hunger in Missouri. For each Tiger sack during the 24 season, each partner donates $300 to the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. He is a native of Memphis, Tennessee, back starting as a defensive tackle for Missouri. Please welcome big number 5, Christian Williams, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you.
Man, great to see you.
Hey, just first of all, what did it feel like to get it going last week? To finally have a chance to come out and take out your aggressions on somebody other than your teammates?
Man, it felt great, man. I was just talking to some of my players about this stuff, so just to be able to go out there and hit another different jersey for once. I mean, you're going through spring, you're going through fall camp, and it's just hard. I mean, just going through it with your teammates and the guys that you built the bonds with, and just to be able to go out there and do the fruits of your labor. I mean, it's just a great feeling.
Does pitching a shutout in week 1, does it mean anything moving forward?
I mean, we always going to have something to prove regardless. I mean, at the end of the day, we looked at the film, we watched the film, seen what we did wrong, seen what we did right, and we're just trying to keep moving forward to the next opponent.
I'm going to get individually into the guys that surround you on that defense here in just a moment. We just had Coach Batoon on. What's it been like having him for the last 4 months as your defensive coordinator?
The 2 words, situational master. He's so bought into the details to the point to where it's like it's ingrained in you. Sometimes I go home about to go to sleep and just think about takeaways. but he's definitely a situational master. He knows the game very well and the ins and outs about it, and he just helps us play faster.
So how does he get that information to you? What is it about his teaching techniques that really resonate with everybody that's on that part of the ball, the defensive side?
I mean, not only does he drill it, but he always tells us it. So you get in your stance, you thinking about what he said from the meeting and stuff like that, and it's catchy, it's ingrained in you. So it's very easy just to go out there and just think about it.
What has he changed from Blake's defense from a year ago? Fans ask that all the time. How are they different under Corey Batoon than they were under Blake Baker? How would you answer that question?
If I had to answer that question, I'd probably say just more so ingrained in the details, just showing in each situation that we're going to be in the games and stuff like that, so we can go into it, play as fast as we can, and know that we've been here before.
It's your second year in this program, and you were named by your teammates as a captain. What does that mean in a relatively short amount of time to know that Christian Williams has the trust of those that he plays with?
I mean, it's a lot. It's definitely a blessing in disguise as well. It's a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, I do this for them at the end of the day. So I'm just very appreciative that they chose me. A lot of like-minded guys in one area just chose me as one of the captains. So, I mean, you can be nothing but appreciative of that.
We hear the phrase brotherhood, right? I mean, everybody talks about brotherhood. Why did you come to Missouri? Well, it's because of the brotherhood. What does that mean? Define the brotherhood for us.
The brotherhood it's a broad subject. I mean, it's a lot of different situations, scenarios that you go with your brothers each and every day. Just being there for them when they down, you being there for them when they up as well, just cheering them on, just being not only a great teammate, but you can also be like a great mentor towards them. You can be a great therapist for them. So it's a lot within the job description.
Individually, particularly up front, you know, a guy like Chris McClellan comes in from the University of Florida. A guy like Sterling Webb comes in at defensive tackle from New Mexico State. You look at other guys that have been here before. Sam Williams, redshirt guy. A guy like Marquise Gracial, Jalen Marshall, guys that have been in the program. Now this is their third year. Point being, as Drink said, you got 6 guys at defensive tackle that are over 300 pounds. So how does that help throughout the course of what you know is a long physical season?
He doesn't just see us as run stoppers. So he conditions us as if we were skilled players and what we known to call ourselves as big athletes. So 300 pounds or not, I mean, we still could be able to run to the ball, change the directions, and just be more aware of different plays that come our way.
You talked about your players. That's the phrase that you used when you first sat down. And Christian Williams is with us, Missouri's captain from Memphis, Tennessee, a transfer from the University of Oregon. Let's break down your players through your eyes. Chris McClellan brings what to this football team?
Energy. He brings energy. He brings details. He brings everything that you need out of a player.
Sterling Webb brings what to your football program?
Football intelligence, details.
Guy that's happy to be back home, too, a St. Louis native.
Most definitely.
Jalen Marshall, Marquise Gracial, 2 guys that came in with high acclaim. People thought they may see him as freshmen, thought maybe they'd see him as sophomores. I remember, and I shared this with you, talking to Al Davis. He says, I got him simmering. Now they're getting a chance. What do those 2 individuals bring to this team?
Them 2 individuals bring just the controlled aggression that you need to this team. Just knock back, being physical. And not only that, just they bring a specific skill set to where it's like, it's a pack a punch. You know what you get out of them. They can both do the same things. They both can do different things. And I'm just very appreciative just to go out there and see them making plays.
This is a little bit redundant for you, so I apologize in advance, but maybe not redundant for those that are listening or watching tonight. You were at Oregon. Mm-hmm. You jumped into the portal. You were searching for something. What were you looking for?
As broad as it is, I'd probably say just that family-oriented aspect of things. When I first got here, Darius Robinson was my host. Miss him. Yeah. But he just showed me around. He showed me everything what Mizzou brings. He introduced me to so many different players, and they brought me in as if I was already here. And that was probably the biggest thing for me.
When did you know that this was the place you wanted to be?
Official visit. It was Coach Drink, middle of the field, and we got to watching the video on the Jumbotron, and I just got chills. And the moment after that video, he had said, man, if you want to come up here and sign the ball, come do it. And I was the first one to do it.
So this is your last year, right? And, again, you've only been here for a little more than a year. But Columbia's had an impact on your life. The University of Missouri's had an impact on your life.
Most definitely.
As you look back on it, what does Mizzou and being a Tiger mean to Christian Williams?
Man, it means a lot. Just the fact that I get to wear that Tiger and I get to wear Mizzou on my chest day in and day out. I mean, I just wear it with pride, knowing that all my decisions that I make is a reflection of Mizzou. And I try to uphold our standard and the school standard and just the Columbia standard overall with pride.
You have a degree in what?
General Studies, and I'm working on my master's in sports management.
When God takes this great game of football away from Christian Williams, what will you be doing in life?
Man, it's a lot of different avenues. I still want to be a storm chaser, by the way.
I remember that. Have you seen Twisters?
Of course, okay. Of course. Great movie. Got me sitting on the edge of my seat.
So it's worth going to?
It's worth going to.
All right. Continue.
I've grown a niche in coaching.
Yeah.
Just because it's not actually about just staying near football, but just making an impact on younger kids' lives and to know that I've been in that situation. I just want to be a light for them.
Dude, you're already calling them my players. I think you got a little bit of an itch. Hey, man, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the 1-0 start. 1-0 this week, right?
Yes, sir.
That's Christian Williams, Missouri's captain and starting defensive tackle. A reminder, the Tigers in Buffalo coming up on Saturday at the Zoo. Get your tickets at mutigers.com, and we'll be back at Bud's next week on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You've been listening to Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic Barbecue, located on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Also brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The preceding has been a Leaf Field presentation on the Central Bank Tiger Network.